Welcome to Vraska's Food Buffet, playing against Niv Mizzet. So this should be pretty interesting. And our opponent's name is Owl. So maybe we're playing against an owl who's sitting there at their computer. So as far as opening hand goes, we've got Overgrown Tomb, Double Swamp, Price of Fame. Oh yeah, I love this. This is going to be a quick Underrealm Lich. That's going to give us some really nice removal. And Gilded, yeah, this is great. We're going to keep on this one. This is pretty much everything that you want to see in an opening hand. So opponents on the play. Let's go ahead and shock in Overgrown Tomb because we want to go for this Gilded Goose. So we're going to pay 2 life. Let's go for Gilded Goose. Have that enter the battlefield. Get ourselves a food token. That way we can get the buffet going, and then pass the turn to our opponent. So we're playing Vraska, Golgari Queen. You may sacrifice another permanent. If you do, you gain 1 life and you draw a card. Then for a -3, destroy target non-land permanent with converted mana cost 3 or less. Then for a -9, you get an emblem that says whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game. So if we can get that going, I think that would that'd be pretty fun. No attacks, and we're on our second main phase. Oops, I thought we were just clicking OK. Let's get the land down for the turn, and we're going to go for New Horizons already. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. So we're going to put this on the swamp, and we're going to auto pay. That way we can tap down that food token, get New Horizons, and we're going to be able to put a +1 counter on Gilded Goose, which actually does work out really well. So that is Vraska playing against Niv Mizzet. The spell can't be countered flying. Then whenever you draw a card, Niv Mizzet deals 1 damage to any target. Then whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery spell, you draw a card. And it says whenever a player. So if they have Niv Mizzet down and we go for Price of Fame, Niv Mizzet's going to be like, hey, give me my card draw before you get rid of me. But we did cover both commanders. It is officially free time. We can have some fun. Now, this is Vraska's Food Buffet, so I hope you enjoy a buffet. But, you know, Vraska, I always enjoy playing Golgari. And let's go Swamp. So at this point, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we want to swing in Saheeli? We only have 4 at this point right now. Price of Fame. We will have the lane drop for next turn. Actually, I think I kind of like going Vraska. Yeah, let's get Vraska down. Let's just start going for the +1, the +2. We don't have to sacrifice a permanent, and I really kind of like this issue. So let's go and plus up on 2, because if we can just kind of sneak this 9 in, I'm not going to sacrifice anything. And I'd like to swing at Saheeli, but they don't really have anything on the battlefield, and she's basically just going to be a token generator. So we're just going to go and pass the turn. But yeah, with Vraska's ability, you have to +2 to sacrifice another permanent. This works out really well with the food token that came out with Eldraine. So I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and I was like, all right, let's make a nice little buffet that way we can get a bunch of food down and start sacrificing it. Now, we will need to do something about the Royal Scions. That +2 gains First Strike and Trample. That's pretty rough right there. And also, it has the Rouse Zarek +1 draw a card, then discard a card. So, not the best thing out there. So, we might end up going for, probably for the minus. Now, we have to go for the -3. To get rid of the Royal Scion. So we're still going to toss our Gilded Goose in front of it because that's going to allow at least 1 point of damage to come across, and that's still going to allow Vraska to stick around at a 5, which is going to be pretty good. So let's go and deal with yeah, well, still the Royal Scion. So we're going to go -3, target that Royal Scion. And then once we have a Swamp enter the battlefield, we go for Underrealm Lich, and that's going to allow us to basically give us Indestructible. You know, if they want to, they don't have that added bonus of giving that First Strike and Trample. So, I mean, we can be pretty aggressive with playing this life total to make sure the Underrealm Lich sticks around. So, that'll be pretty good. So, outside of the actual food stuff for the deck, we are it's kind of basically Golgari mid-range. You can see we've got some card advantage, the Brainstorm off the top of your library, Underrealm Lich, and then we also have Biogenic Ooze, which is a creatures you control get +1/+0. Yeah, that's fine, because that's going to be a 3/2 and a 2/1. So either way, they're going to be able to deal with Vraska. So let's see how they decide to swing in. If they're going to swing at Goblin Electromancer, we're definitely going to go ahead and make this trade. So let's go to the blockers. Let's go Underrealm Lich. And what we're going to do is, there we go. We're going to pay for that Indestructible. Yes, I want to make it Indestructible for sure. And then they're going to make that trade. It's good to be able to get rid of that. Yeah, we're going to put her back into the command zone. And being able to have Underrealm Lich stick around, you're definitely going to see how good this is. And being aggressive with that life total activation is not bad at all. So we do have a land in the hand, so let's go and dump. Let's grab Midnight Reaper. I think that'll be pretty good. And what we can do is we can just hopefully get down Biogenic Ooze and really kind of start to flood the board out. So let's have Castle enter the battlefield. So we've got, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can dump 2 creatures out if we want to. That's going to be Midnight Reaper and Tempting Witch, which will end up working out next turn if we go for Vraska. But then again, Biogenic Ooze gives us a Ooze token, which we're going to be immediately be able to put a plus token on it. We are staring down Niv Mizzet potentially, but we do have Price of Fame. So let's do this. So if they're going to go Niv Mizzet, either way, they're going to have to cast it. So let's have Midnight Reaper come down. That way, if there's just some sort of board wipe, we get something for our troubles. That way we can cash in some extra card draw. So anything else? Let's go and push in. We're going to swing in at Vraska, at Saheeli at this point, because once we knock her down to 1, they're not going to be able to use that artifact ability. We do need to get rid of her off the battlefield, or at least keep her off the battlefield. That way then they'll get a few extra tokens. But at this point right now, hopefully they don't hit the land drop. That would be really good. That's one of the downsides to playing Niv Mizzet. You need triple blue and triple red. And if they don't hit the land, then, oh yeah, that's... All right, so we need to do some cleanup on this. We don't have a land for the turn, so let's grab 3 or more forests. We've only got, we actually have no forest, so we're simply just going to grab a forest off the top. Everything else is going to go into the graveyard. And let's have forest enter the battlefield. And I think we go Vraska. Or if we want to go Beat Sticks, that would be Biogenic Ooze. Okay, so let's do this. So let's go ahead and push in. We're going to send 2 creatures in at Saheeli, Tempting Witch, and then we're going to send Underrealm Lich at our opponent, because if they decide to block with a servo token, they certainly can. But I like doing this because we're going to keep her off the battlefield, and those tokens are really going to be a pain in our side if it sticks around. So, all right, so it looks like we're going to be able to deal with Saheeli. And get out of here, partner. Much obliged for being here. And I think... So we have no way to block Vraska, but if that's what they want to end up going for, we can go for the -+2 to cash in a card draw. I think I think we need to go wide on this one. So we're going to go Biogenic Ooze. I'd like to get down Vraska, but if we're going to go just really start hitting our opponent's weakness of not hitting that extra land drop, I really want to make sure we have a thriving board state. So we're going to go Biogenic Ooze. It's going to be an extra Ooze token. Then we get those extra tokens at the end of the turn. If something does happen, we do have food token to go for. We do have 2 mana available, so at least want to kind of keep that in mind. So Biogenic Ooze. All right, so that's what I was worried about, Flame Sweep, but we're going to have some really, really nice card draw from Underrealm Lich. So now the things that will stick around are going to be... All right, so let's go ahead and let this resolve. That's a bummer. I was worried about Flame Sweep. Okay, so we're going to cash in a card draw. And the cool thing with Underrealm Lich is we get to kind of brainstorm a couple times. So we're going to be able to find some really nice answers. So that's going to be... Brineborn Cutthroat. Whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, put a +1 counter on it. Okay, so they're going to flash that in. That's going to be Midnight Reaper. And I think that's going to be a 4/4 trample. Or if we actually just want to go Evolution Sage, we can get some Proliferate going. Oh, this is a good... Yeah, let's go Evolution Sage, because we get in this weird spot to where if we keep making our land drops... No, let's go Fierce Witchstalker, because I kind of like that food token, and if we're going to get Vraska down, we can keep drawing that. Oh, yeah. Doom Whisper, come on, get in here, buddy. And then Biogenic Ooze, anything else for 2? Now, if they do end up getting down Niv Mizzet next turn, it's actually really going to work out that Price of Fame is going to be available for 2 mana, too. So, if that does end up happening, we'll still go for Doom Whisper. We might end up going Doom Whisper either way, just that way we can dig for something really aggressive. And if our opponent's going to swing in for 2/1, hey, I'll take it. So now we do have to watch out for counter magic. They're not getting Niv down. They're not doing anything else. So we're looking at some removal potentially. Arcane Signet. Yeah, I think we go Statue, because that's at this point in the game. Well, if we want to make the land drop, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We already have a piece of removal. Yeah, I think if we want to... Yeah, let's do that. Let's go for Status and Statue. I think that's... I'd like to make the land drop, but I kind of like this. So, all right, so let's go ahead and push in with Underrealm Lich. So we're going to swing in for 4, and we'll see if this is going to shake anything out of our opponent's hand. If not, we're going to be able to knock them down to 17. And then Doom Whisper... I feel like Doom Whisperer gives us the better option of leaving up Price of Fame. So let's go and have that come down. We could try to go for Vraska. We do have an available food token, but at least this is going to grab some sort of maybe counter magic from their hand. All right, so they finally do. They have some counter magic. That's going to be Sinister Sabotage. We'll let that resolve. Do we want to go for we can't go for statue either way, so yeah, we'll let that happen. Worst case scenario, we just end up going Vraska and start cashing in some of these food tokens. If we can slowly kind of dwindle away at their resources in the hand, that'll also kind of help us out. So let's just go and pass the turn. And then we do have Tempting Witch, so we can actually start to sacrifice these tokens and have it kind of be like a almost like a lightning bolt in a way, because target opponent loses 3 life, which kind of does matter in a matchup like this. But if they're going for Drawn from Dreams, we'll probably end up going Tempting Witch, because we really want to hit their life total at this point right now. This is the first game that I am playing with Vraska. I do like it so far. One of the things that I didn't really enjoy about Vraska is that +1 ability, or the +2 ability, was kind of clunky sometimes, being able to sacrifice your own stuff. So incorporating the food tokens is a pretty good feeling. All right, so we've got Brian Born Cutthroat coming across. Yeah, we could. No, I think we're going to go for the food activation. Yeah, we want to do that. So sacrifice of food. Target player is going to lose 3 life. That's going to put them down to 14. There we go. Submit for 1. And it's going to put them down to 14. That's going to be Underrealm Lich. So basically, we're going to be even on the damage race next turn once we decide to swing in. So, all right. So I'm going to swing in for 3. That's going to put us down to 10. If they're going to go for the Niv Mizzet line of play, that still leaves us with the Price of Fame option too, which feels pretty good. So, Guardian... Ooh. Okay. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Storev isn't... Yeah, I think we could just go Gurk, Cursed Huntsman. I think that's pretty good. I like that. All right, so we're going to have Gurk go into the hand. And we're going to dump those cards in the graveyard. We're at 30 cards in the library, so we're doing okay. Let's go ahead and push in. I think we might swing in with both, because we want to be pretty aggressive on this. Plus, we don't have a food token to sacrifice. All right, so we're swinging in for 5. That's going to put them down to 9. And if we want to leave up Price of Fame, we almost kind of need to go for Fierce Witchstalker, because I would like to get to Guruk down, but since we didn't make the land drop, that's going to cut us off Price of Fame. So let's go Fierce Witchstalker, because that's going to give us a food token for next turn, because essentially that's going to turn it into a lightning bolt. So that's going to be 4 damage coming across, 8 damage with the Underrealm Lich, and then with that food token, we can sacrifice it with Tempting Witch. So anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. Now, we do have status. We can go for target creature gets +1 against Death Touch. Lazotep Plating, so they're getting extra counter on Brineborn. You and permanents you control gain hexproof until end of turn. Yeah, that's fine. All right, cool. So there's basically just getting an extra body on the battlefield. But I think we can win this race. So we're going to try our best. And this is what makes Brawl fun. A lot of people kind of weren't really that high on Brawl whenever it first came out, and rightfully so. Wizards did a pretty poor job of introducing the format and making sure there was support for it. But if you did play Brawl, it's some of the best Magic you can play, and I was trying to think how to describe it, and it's basically kind of just like it's just like wrestling with your buddy. It's just kind of it's good back and forth Magic. It's not. You don't feel like you have to combo off to win the game, or you have to do certain things. There's just a lot of back and forth action, and it just ends up being a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. So, all right, Poto's going to go for Cackling Drake, which does leave us open on Price of Fame for next turn. We'll see how they decide to swing in, because if they're aggressive with Brineborn and the Zombie Army, I doubt they're going to swing in with the Zombie Army, but we might be able to close it out next turn. And that's going to be Niv Mizzet. So they're swinging in for 4. Yeah, we're going to let that go on through. No blockers. And so that's going to be at least Price of Fame. And then Temple of Malady, Gift of Casualties of War. Okay. So, and I guess at this point, yeah, we just go Casualties of War. Temple of Malady would be nice, but just having a board wipe is going to be pretty good. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can end up going Price of Fame for Cackling Drake, because that's going to be... I want to make sure that we're looking at this right. And, we can do this all at instant speed. So let's do this. Let's go and push in with Fierce Stalk, Witchwalker, Witch Stalker, and Underrealm Lich. Let's see how they decide to block, if they offer up any blocks. So I'm going to be swinging in for 8. If they don't, they're probably going to see the zombie token block on Underrealm Lich. And then if they block Cackling Drake, okay. All right, so this is fine. So let's go for statue, destroy target artifact, creature, enchantment. So we're going to destroy target creature. Excuse me. We're going to destroy target creature. That's still going to give us the opportunity to go for Tempting Witch if we want to. Now, they do have 2 mana open. All right, so we're going to be able to get that through. All right, so that's going to be 4 coming across. That's going to put them down to 5. And then anything else? No, let's go and pass the turn. So we still have the Tempting Witch activation to go for. If they go for Niv Mizzet, we still have Price of Fame to get rid of that creature. If we take another hit for 4, unless they've got some sort of bolt damage, then it's not the end of the world. So, all right, they're going to be swinging in for 4. Yeah, man, I would hate to lose to like a random... Yeah, we need to do this. All right, so we're going to go to blocks. I would hate to lose to... That would not be good. All right, so we're going to block. Before we end up dying, we're going to go for, or at least before Tempting Witch dies, we're going to pay that too. So we're going to target our opponent, sacrifice that 1 food token. Yeah, because if they hit for 4, that puts us down to 2, and then we get hit with a shock or something like that. That would, after the game, it's gone like this. I would not enjoy that. Wouldn't be a fun way to lose. So, all right, so they are at 2. We've got at least Trample coming down next turn. They do have 1 tapped creature at this point. So, I feel pretty confident about this win, but we'll see what they go for. Rouse Eric's Outburst, okay? And, yeah, we're going to let that go through. We could pay for that Indestructible, but like I said, if that last spell is a damage spell, we're going to let that go on through. So that puts them at 1 card left in the hand. That's going to be 4 total mana that they can go for. And this should be Witch Stalker coming down. And, yeah, they can even see... Yeah, one of the cards they discarded was the shock card that I was talking about, so we definitely want to play around that. Deals 3 damage to target creature, scry 1. And if they got 1 more damage, let's see. Okay, so let's have the land drop for the turn. That's going to be... All right, opponent's going to scoop it up on this one. We got the game. Very nice. Yeah, I was worried about if we got down to 2 damage and they had that shock over there, that would not be good for us. But hopefully you enjoyed your time at Vraska's Food Buffet. I know, going to a buffet that's put on by the Golgari clan probably doesn't sound that appetizing, but thank you for keeping an open mind. And I will see you in the next game. Welcome to Vraska, playing against Ayara, which should be pretty fun. Played against Ayara yesterday, and Ayara is... pretty good commander for Brawl, so I'm excited about that. As far as our opening hand goes, we do have Temple of Malady, Double Forest, Chromatic. Oh yeah, this is we're gonna keep on this one in a heartbeat. It always feels really good leading off with Gilded Goose. I keep wanting to say Gilded Lotus. So let's have Forest enter the battlefield. Let's go Gilded Lotus, and then we're gonna go and pass the turn over to our opponent. Playing against Ayara. Whenever Ayara or another black creature enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Then for an activated ability, sacrifice another black creature, draw a card. So we do have 3 mana available, and I think we just rip into a Chromatic Lantern. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, because that's going to be 1, 2, 3... And then I'll put us on Vraska for next turn, or we're going to Midnight Reap. Yeah, let's do that. So we're going to go Chromatic Lantern. We're going to go and auto pay on that. We're going to get that golden goose egg and pay for that mana. But yeah, cover Ayara. Hey, it's officially free time. We can have some fun. Hopefully you enjoyed that last Vraska game. That was pretty fun. And so opponent's going to go for Murder on Gilded Goose, which at this point right now, we got the egg. So that's what matters to us at this point. So let's have Swamp enter the battlefield. Now, if we're going to go Midnight Reaper, we might want to go Temple of Malady, because if we plus up on Vraska, we don't really have anything to sacrifice at this point right now. I think let's do this. So let's go Midnight Reaper, because if our opponent's got more removal, I at least want to be able to cash in some card draw. So let's get the Scry going, the Scurry, the Fever, and the Insanity. Do we want Savvy Hunter? Attacks or blocks create a food token. I think that's another, yeah, that's good. It's a 3/3 body for 3, and I think at this point we've got 2 more lands. Yeah, we'll put that on top. That's perfectly fine, and pass it back over there. But yeah, with Vraska, I really enjoy Vraska. Vraska is one of those creatures that, and we'll probably, yeah, we need to pop that. Yeah, we need to hit that Midnight Reaper because we want to make sure we keep the card draw on our side of the battlefield at all costs. So let's go Vraska. We're going to go for the minus ability. We're going to pop that Midnight Reaper. This does give them an opportunity to cash in a card draw, but we definitely want to deal with Midnight Reaper right now because we don't want them to have access to card draw for the entire game. Anything else? Let's go and pass the turn. Now, we do have status. We're not going to swing in because we want to protect Vraska. It's going to get +1/+1, so if we need to kind of dodge some sort of -2 spell, we do need to kind of keep that in mind. But with Vraska, it really does work out being able to sacrifice these food tokens because there's so many times where Vraska, you go to sacrifice a permanent, you don't really want to, and you really want to cash in that card draw. And so just being able to have an activated ability like that is a pretty nice feeling. So, all right, so we got Ayara entering the battlefield. Probably going to go for Statue next turn. I feel like that's going to be pretty good because as long as we can just get this commander tax going and we keep making our land drops, we're going to be in a very, very good position. So, in fact, let's go and go for that now. So let's go for Statue onto Ayara. Just want to keep getting that tax going. That's going to be important for us. So that's going to be Statue. And look at that art. It's such Golgari art. I love it. We're going to send that back to the command zone. Let's have a Forest enter the battlefield. Let's go for +1. Not going to sacrifice another permanent at this point right now. And then no attacks from us, and we're going to go and pass the turn back over there. Now, as far as the actual build of the deck, we do have a lot of food tokens in here. I didn't go super heavy, like this is like almost food tribal for standard, but we do have Cavalier of Night. Enters the battlefield, sacrifices a creature, destroy target creature an opponent controls. All right, so that will get rid of Midnight Reaper. Thankfully, we do get to cash in a card draw. Guardian Project, and then, Liliana's Triumph. That that's probably the best draw that we could get. So let's go. Liliana's Triumph. Each opponent sacrifices a creature. That is, that is good right there. And we're going to make them sacrifice. And if we're going to kind of grind this game out, let's go for Guardian Project. And I don't mind hitting the reset button on, let's go and pop Midnight Reaper. So we're going to send Vraska back to the command zone. We're kind of setting ourselves up for the late game. We've got Guardian Project down, so we're going to be able to cash in some card draw once we go for Tempting Witch and Savvy Hunter. Then once we follow that up with Vraska, that's going to be some pretty good options for us. So, all right, so we run. Oh, this is good. All right, thank you. The Magic Gods are treating us very well. We're going to get Plaguecrafter. And then let's go for Savvy Hunter. Then we're going to cash in a card draw. That's going to be New Horizons. All right, so there we go. So we have Savvy Hunter down. Vraska's going to cost 6, which we definitely have that mana for Vraska. And actually, we probably should have gone Tempting Witch, because that would have given us the token and gone for that. So what we'll probably do is go New Horizons and Tempting Witch. Now, thankfully, with us running into some really nice removal back-to-back, we've gotten Ayara's Commander tax back up. With our opponent seeing so much removal so quickly, they're probably going to be playing a lot more cautious now, because they probably think this is a removal deck. But, okay, so that was Bond of... All right, so they're going to be swinging in for 4, Haste and Lifelink. I guess we just let that go on through. I don't think we really want to trade with Savvy Hunter, so no, they're going to go on through. So this is an interesting game so far. Oh, and then we've got our own big creature to kind of bow up against that. So we end up going for New Horizons on one of the lands. It's going to be 1, 2. I think we can actually do both. So we go for New Horizons on Forest. And let's do it this way. So we're going to pay green, and then green. So we're going to put a +1 counter on Savvy Hunter. Let's go Doom Whisperer. We'll be able to cash in a card draw. And with this Surveil, we can be really aggressive in digging for some sort of protection. So let's go and push in with Savvy Hunter. We're going to be able to cash in a food token too once it swings in. And knock them down to 24, and then we'll pass the turn. So at this point, with Cavalier of Night, they will be able to bring back a creature onto the battlefield. Because once it dies, return target creature with 3 or less. So that's basically going to be either Priest of Forgotten Gods or a Midnight Reaper. So, they got their own Doom Whisperer. Well, excuse me. Okay. So we'll probably, in this one, dig for another piece of removal. Yeah, especially if they're going to start surveilling. So this is what makes playing Brawl fun sometimes. You end up with these like real swingy games. It's always a lot of back and forth. And I know I always kind of talk about Brawl, and I'm definitely being an advocate for Brawl because I want more people to play it. But you just have a lot of games to where like you deal with their threat, and it's just You just get some good punches in. I don't know. It's fun. And yeah, let's be really aggressive on this Doom Whisperer. We're going to pay 2 lives for Raffle 2. I really want to get rid of this. Dump those into the graveyard. So we've got 1 food token right now. So we can swing in. So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 mana. So we actually put Wicked Wolf on top. We're going to be able to get that down with the Witch, give it Indestructible. That's going to be an extra. We need to get to 6, though. Put a +1 counter on it. We can't swing it with the other creature. You know, I think I kind of like this because it allows us not having to pay a big life total. Yeah, let's do that. And we get to cash in a card draw with Wicked Wolf. So, all right, so let's go send this one over to our turn. So we draw into Wicked Wolf. Let's have Tempting Witch come down. That's going to give us an extra food token. We're going to get a food token. That's going to be Guardian Project. That's going to be Fierce. Oh, look at all the wolves that we've gotten. Let's go and push in. Yeah, let's do that. So let's push in with Savvy Hunter because we might be able to get in for 4. If we don't have to sacrifice a bunch of food tokens, that'll be pretty good. Now, one thing that we can do... Yeah, let's do this because that doesn't have flying. I like this. All right, we're going to be aggressive. So that way, if we want to trade with these, we can. And then next turn, so we do have 3 food tokens. We kind of lose this open on Wicked Wolf, depending on what we even go for. If we want to trade Doom Whisperer for Doom Whisperer, I'm okay with that. If they want to kind of get our life total down, sure, go for it. But if we're going to make some trades, we're going to be pretty good on this. All right, so we're going to click OK. We're going to make some trades. That still allows us to go for Witch Stalker and only have to sacrifice 1 food token, which will be nice. So, and that does keep us open for, you know, sacrificing them if we need to. Oh, no, I clicked on the wrong one. Oh, that's a bummer. They look just alike. Oh, that stings. Okay, so I had it all set up. We could have gotten around a Cavalier of Night. Bummer. Okay, all right, so we're going to pass the turn. We're going to rebound. And, you know, this is what playing on Arena, or, you know, you make mistakes in Paper Magic. You're going to make mistakes in Digital Magic, too. There's misclicks. You look at the card, you see a wolf. I mean, they look just the same, and you've got 2 wolves in there, so... No blocks. We're going to let that 4/5 go through. But this is a good opportunity because one of the things about Magic that you need to keep in mind is that if you do make a mistake, you have to learn how to bounce back from it. So hopefully this doesn't cost us the game. We're going to try to win past that. So we do have our work cut out for us because that would have been nice to get rid of Cavalier of Night, and that would have put it on them basically only being able to bring back either Priest or Midnight Reaper, and that would have been a Vraska ultimate. Not ultimate, but a Vraska -3 to get rid of whatever creature they get down. So a little bit of a misplay on my part. I was like, where's the fight trigger? But then I was like, oh, we just got a token on a 4/4 wolf guy. So, but that is, oh, whew. All right, Spot's going to go Command the Dreadhorde. That, oh. Woo. This is, oh my goodness, look at that. Okay, this is, even if we sequence that correctly, I think there's, this is what makes Brawl fun. Look at this. This is, each player sacrifices a creature. We're going to go ahead and sacrifice, I think, Fierce Witch Stalker, because at least we can drain our opponent for 3 at this point. Now, the thing that we don't really have, there's not really any good board wipes, unfortunately, for Mono Black and Brawl. And so, oh, look at this. This is, this is good. This is some good, man. You've got to appreciate an awesome Command the Dreadhorde like that. That is so good. And then we're going to get our opponent being aggressive on Doom Whisperer too. So yeah, let's let this go on through. Okay, so we're going to kick this over to our turn. Let's make the land drop for the turn. So at this point, they've got 6 in the air, which we can't stop. They've got... I think we can... No, I don't even know if we can survive off of this, because even if we just dump our hand out, that's going to be Wicked Wolf of the West. We get Wicked Wolf down, we can fight another creature, we can sack some, get rid of Doom Whisper. That's going to be another card draw. Yeah, I guess we give that a shot. Let's have Wicked Wolf come down. We're going to fight Doom Whisper. But yeah, I'm not sure if this is going to be that good. So let's go ahead and fight Doom Whisper. We're going to go for Wicked Wolf. We're going to sacrifice a food token. Submit 1. That's going to make it +1 indestructible. But yeah, we're just getting rid of all of our food tokens, but man, I don't think this is... There we go, submit 1. And then we're going to submit another one. So yeah, even if we don't make that sequencing mistake, I think our opponent's still going to get it with, with that Dread Horde. But it's still fun to see stuff like that. All right, so we're going to have Wicked Wolf fight Doom Whisper. Imagine just Wicked Wolf just jumping in the air, just grabbing Doom Whisper. I love it. All right, it's going to be Sir Conrad. That's going to be 1 damage. Yeah, at this point, we're just kind of just playing this one out. So Foreboding Fruit, if we could somehow... If our opponent got super aggressive, we could have made them draw 2 cards. And we can create a food token. We've only got 1 body on the battlefield. I guess we just go Vraska. Yeah, have Vraska enter the battlefield. Let's go for the +1. We'd actually destroy target non-land permanent. Let's go and pop Midnight Reaper. And then that's going to be another creature in the graveyard. They're going to lose another life. But yeah, between Sir Conrad and Savvy Hunter, yeah, they're going to get it on this one. So, not going to swing in because we block on Sir Conrad. That's going to be, yeah, they're going to have it. So good game to our opponent. And we're going to go ahead and pass the turn over there. That was a lot of good back and forth. So, you know, this is the thing that I do enjoy about Brawl is that you just get in a good game of Magic. You know, it's not like you get comboed off or, you know, maybe let's say, what's his name, Brago gets down a bunch of stack stuff and starts bouncing them and you never get a chance to play. There's just always a lot of fun stuff happening, a lot of interesting lines of play to go for. And it's kind of like, it's like if you're a boxer in a way, and then you just hop into a wrestling ring and just have some fun. That's kind of what it is. All right, so opponent's going to go for Blood for Bones, and look at that art. That looks so good. It's going to be Cavalier of Night. This is the second time I've just gotten absolutely just beaten by Ayara, so I'm going to have to, definitely going to see Ayara in the near future. It's going to be Sir Conrad, Cavalier of Night. That's going to put us down to... bring back another creature, sacrifice another creature. That's going to be 1 more. Going for the flavor win. I like this. There we go. But yeah, I'm definitely going to have to build Ayara. I wasn't too sure that Ayara would be good in Brawl, but there's some very nice strategies. You know, being even something like Bond of Revival, you know, something having this 5 mana return target creature with haste, it does work out in this format. It's pretty cool. So, all right, so Sir Conrad. There we go. Let's get that flavor win. That's going to knock us down to 0. Good game to our opponent. I'm definitely going to be keeping Vraska going into the future. I do like the food token build of it. I might be making some tweaks. A lot of these Brawl decks I built at the beginning of October, so as the meta kind of settles in and we figure out what cards are good and stuff, I'll be updating them as time goes on. But if you enjoyed the video, hey, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.